into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I really wish I knew the words. Are they up there?
Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to another episode of ABTV's Blackish. We are here for season 2, episode 18, Black Nanny. I'm your host, Courtney Tezeno. Keep in touch with me at Teznos on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. And where can everybody find you lovely ladies and gents?
What's up, guys? It's Stacy Ike. You guys can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStays.
Hey everybody, it's Howard III. You can check me out Instagram, Facebook, all that at Howard III.
Yes, you must, people.
And be sure to use that hashtag ABTV Blackish to let us know what you thought about the episode. We're about to break everything down because we had a fabulous special guest,
Yes.
Regina Hall.
God. I love Miss Regina Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, she's like bae. I love her so much.
She was wonderful as Vivienne, and we're going to get into that at the end, but I feel like they kind of left us thinking she may be coming back.
That's what I was thinking. I just said that to him. I was like, if they have this nanny the rest of the season, I'm going to be like into it. I really like that.
I really like it. So we find out that the Johnsons need a nanny, and I mean, Dre said it for me. Black people don't normally have nannies. Is that a stereotype?
I had a nanny up until I was like 14.
Really?
I sure did.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 13. Yeah, we had a nanny. Yes, My parents were very serious. They're like, we have no. We're getting a nanny.
I thought it was a stereotype that black people don't have nannies. I mean,
I was actually
I thought
really
we just
surprised.
all use family.
Right.
You know, the person down the street, your auntie, your
And
uncle.
it's so funny. I mean, maybe like my parents are Nigerian, so our family, most of them are in Nigeria. So I guess we didn't have that luxury. But yeah, we was nannied up. I loved it.
I think they were showing it. Obviously, this is Blackish. So these are two very successful parents, and they're really busy. So I see why they needed a nanny because I mean, if you send in some, what was that? What was in Junior?
Biohazard food. I don't know what was in there.
Whatever it was, could have given the child AIDS, and that's not okay.
Yeah, you should really think about yourself. Like, well, maybe I do need a little extra.
Yeah.
I'm sending some nasty stuff with my child to school.
Exactly.
Should probably get a nanny.
So I was really happy to see that they went ahead and got a nanny. I'm glad they didn't like drag it out. They finally got to who it was, showed us a few little clips of potentials. And then what did you guys think of their first meeting with Regina Hall, who's Vivienne on the show?
I thought it was great. Every time I just see like familiar actors working together, I just get so happy because I know Anthony Anderson and Regina just did Barbershop 3 together. I'm sure Tracee and Regina have done so much together before. I'm trying to think of anything, but so my first just seeing it was like really excited, and especially the acoustic scene and when they were like all talking about each other, that was hilarious. I love it. Yeah,
I loved it too. I just thought it was so funny. I just enjoy Regina.
Yeah,
something about her. I just love her. Every time she comes on the screen, I'm like, okay, I know it's about to be hilarious. I know she's about to kill it. So I enjoyed that, of course.
Yeah.
And we saw two people on the show. Junior and Jack are a little too in love with Miss Regina or Vivienne, the new nanny. I wasn't feeling the whole battle of the cuteness thing because it's like Junior always loses.
I was like, y'all need to stop, y'all. Whatever. But the thing is, I don't even think it was a battle. Like Miles was already winning. Jack was already winning. So the first scene when she was like, "Boy, please," I was like, "Wait, we're not even gonna give him a chance." Like,
no.
So that was hilarious. But the boys were they reacted just how little boys would act.
Yeah, I love that dynamic. I feel like if she is a series regular, she's on Grandfathered as Joe Stamos' girlfriend. So I don't know if she is in contract.
I didn't know that either.
Okay.
That makes me so happy. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to.
Well, let's focus on Blackish.
Yeah, okay. I need to go back and rewatch some stuff. Okay.
Well, hopefully she's coming back, because I feel like we'll finally get to see that whole love interest we've been waiting on with Junior. He has never had a successful date, and I'm not saying she's about to be his date,
I was like,
but I mean, you know how back in the day we had like Urkel or like old school people always had a crush on somebody that was out of their league.
Right,
so
right.
I feel like that's where they're going with this one.
That's so funny. Or maybe she'll help him find someone that is appropriate for him, and you know, might, because she seems like she's a guide for the family, and I love that part too. So
I know. Hopefully it's somebody he can actually relate with, because he's a little too goofy.
He be losing, man.
A little too goofy.
It's like
Gotta find somebody on his level.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about my favorite part of this episode: black white guilt, and the fact that that's a thing. Wow. I'm really glad that they went ahead and dived into that. So basically, for anybody that is just tuning in, Dre was having black white guilt. This is what his boss called it, white guilt, where he had all these expensive things, and his nanny who's working for him wasn't able to afford it, so he was kind of hiding his own things. What did you think about Dre responding to his black white guilt?
I thought it was hilarious. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, but I was low-key could see it, and I was like, okay, it is a little bit relatable, because sometimes you get in that position like, okay, you laying on a little thick. I just wanted to eat my Cheetos and keep pushing. I know you haven't had your bag of chips in 3 days, but I'm hungry. So what do you want me to do?
I'm going to live my life. Yeah, no, that, it was funny because I was just kind of thinking, I was like, okay, this must be the difference between like bougie and not bougie in a sense, which is so annoying, because the fact that that exists, you know, it does show that there are several different types of black people, and that's great, because they should know that we are, you know, people should know that everyone in the black culture is not the same, so that's fine. But I thought it was so interesting, because I'm like, so now it's called black white guilt, like I can't just make it? Like,
no, I felt like it was just showing that there's different classes, but they obviously this is a comedy, so they wanted to put a name on it, but I mean, they're in 2 different classes, so the fact that she said she was making him feel guilty about his $6 coffee, I was like, I'm very sorry that your child is only, you know, that's your child's
3
dinner.
meals
and a flu shot.
And I'm like, where does she get her shots?
Exactly.
Like, but what's really going on?
It's a thing, though. It's a thing.
That was hilarious.
But I didn't like how he was hiding all this stuff. I think he does need to go ahead and probably not get $1,500 shoes.
He spends a lot on shoes. I was
Too
like,
much.
and why doesn't your wife know that? Like, she was like, wait, but I thought we cut that out episode, you know. So that was hilarious. But it does make sense. A lot of, I don't want to say a lot of black men, but it is, you know, shoes and having nice things, you know, if you can afford it, is something that everybody does. So that was hilarious when he started hiding everything in his trunk.
I thought it was doing the most, to be honest. I mean, if you worked hard for it, I see nothing wrong with it. But they were obviously showing us the drastic difference. But Bo was really, like he said, showing her little yellow behind.
She was.
She's like, we as friends, braid my hair. With that whole scene of her coming out of the shower, I could not stop laughing. That was beautiful, Tracee.
Now, was Tracee Ellis Ross actually naked?
Oh.
I tried to. I think she probably was pasted up.
Yeah.
But body was out. Probably like pasties and a little flap or something. Yeah, probably not like full on naked, because it's like not necessary. But, you know, if they're going to bleep it out anyway. But I just think that whole scene of her being that comfortable with her body and coming out and just being off, I loved it. I thought that was hilarious.
Yes, I love Tracee too.
Yeah.
I just think she's just so funny.
Yeah,
like she should just be in comedies forever.
She really kicked ass this episode for sure. Yeah,
but the bow braids I wasn't feeling.
Lord,
I mean, that whoever was the hairstylist, y'all are talented.
Like the braids were definitely blonde, but I was like not on Bo. You know, like what did he call her? He was like, you look like trying to be Allen Iverson. That's what he said.
Oh yeah,
trying to pretend to be Allen. Yeah, that was
I was like, the braids ain't for you. You know, if you get your weave, get the braids, but don't just wear it by itself. You know.
Oh my goodness. So I was happy to see that they went ahead and got this nanny, and she was cooking and cleaning and doing all this stuff. But obviously, Bo and Vivienne were becoming homegirls. They decided to go to the same nail shop, and all her tea was out to the entire nail shop. Now, what did you guys think about that scene where they played it out? Like, normally, I don't even think that would actually happen. Like, I know we gossip and whatnot in hair hair places, but in nail shops, I don't think I normally can understand what they're saying.
I'm not gonna lie, I never gossip at nail shops. Not with the people doing my nails. Like sometimes at my new nail shop, Classic Nails, y'all gotta go. They're so sweet. They're super bomb, and everybody's like cool and young, so there's a little bit more. But sometimes
it's more personal. It's like with the person that you is doing your nails, but like the whole nail shop can
probably
hear.
Not. Yeah, that was a little much. So I thought that was a funny scene, but not as realistic as some of the other scenes. So
yeah. I mean, I don't really know because I don't get my nails done. Like,
yeah. My sister said I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the main person that I was concerned about this whole episode is Miss Diane, because they are just changing her character into this monster. I mean, she isn't even 13 yet.
Kid monster for sure. Yeah.
She's okay. So Diane is running for class president, which it was good to see that she's getting into higher power. But this little girl was vicious.
She said she didn't know how to cry. I'm like, you're still 9 or whatever age. I think they're 10 on the show.
They are young. I think they're not in double digits yet.
That's what okay. So come on, like. This girl, like, it is funny for comedic relief, but it's a little scary because I'm like, please, child, do not grow up and be, because it doesn't relate with anybody in the family, which is fine because I guess she's like the black sheep or I don't know, but. She just scared me a little bit. Like, just a little bit.
I blame the fact that they had her in those Ubers at 3 years old. That messed her up.
That
messed her up.
That was a really good scene. And the kid they got to play that was so perfect.
Yeah, she played Diane really well. Now, Diane in her campaign trail, I wish we could have seen a little bit more. I'm glad Vivienne stepped in, but she was kind of on a roll. Yeah. I wanted to see how that was going to go. But what did you think about Zoey making just this vicious, what was it called? The attack ads against Susie. Quest.
I thought they were funny personally. Okay, the one was she doesn't change her pants at all. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, who even thinks about that and gets the little photos and stuff? I thought that one was actually
fresh
funny.
Clothes, fresh choice, dead. For comedic relief, funny. Yeah. For older sister lesson, girl, really trifling. Okay. But I will say, Zoe's hair this episode was life.
You were always noticing this.
The hair and every
really good.
Single scene, her hair was different, and I was like, "This is so gorgeous." So again, hair department.
But what about the attack ad?
The attack was unfortunate, but her hair was fine, so who cares? No, I'm just kidding. It was wrong, and it was in character with the sisters, so it made sense for the show for sure. So
it was wrong but funny.
Well, yeah,
it was great. But her first ad when she was hugging on Jack, I was like, no, honey, no.
Yeah.
That girl, they play her.
Their
so
dynamic
wrong.
is so interesting. They're twins, but they're not. They're nothing alike.
Yeah.
But that's what's cool about them. I think people do assume that twins are the same, and plus they're fraternal and they're like brother sister. So it's just a different situation, and I think that I like it. I like their dynamic now. Yeah.
I do like it.
They have really good chemistry.
Yeah.
Now, Junior, we talked briefly about... No, really, y'all. I feel bad for little Junior. I feel like he's trying way too hard. You should never be burning your hand to get somebody to kiss it. How grown are you? But let's go back to the fact that Vivienne could be a series regular, or we could see her a few more episodes. How is he going to recover from this? Could he actually, start acting a little normal around her?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think they're going to write that in there?
No, he's a little teenage boy. He's going to do his teenage boy things, like, when you try to get on to the older person, or especially your babysitter, you're like in love. So he's going to be in love for a while.
How funny. I feel like they could nip it in the bud in a couple episodes because she was so quick to be like, boy, please, So if we do that a couple more times and she sits him down, the way that she sat down the girls, I feel like she can get through to these kids. So I could see it being shut down in a couple episodes, personally.
You don't think she's gonna go far? Do we want her to go far as a series regular? Do we think it's necessary to see a black nanny? Because we didn't have Grandma Ruby, we didn't have Pops this episode, we didn't have a lot of the people that we normally see. So having her dynamic, how are they gonna respond to her?
Yeah. I think it's a little distracting depending on because every episode is so separate. It's like, what about Raven? She's a sister. Why haven't we seen her again? It's just so, every episode, it's a sitcom. So it's not really like, everything goes to the next episode. Right. So I think for the sake of Regina Hall, heck yes, I would love to see her again. But for the sake of the storyline, I'm not really sure. Like, I don't think she should be on there every episode. I think it would be kind of like,
But we're always in the house, so that's why I say I think she would have to be seen almost every episode if she's the nanny. Yeah. But I mean, if we're saying she could possibly rap, this is just all predictions. If she could rap eventually, wouldn't that mean that she is getting fired? How is she about to get fired? Is she still in something? Like, I want to see her stay on.
That's it. But you see how they bring people back and forth? Like, they'll be like, you know, blah blah's like when they mentioned grandma's been in love with that younger guy. We haven't heard about him since that episode, so who knows? There may be another episode coming up where they're together. So I feel like they just, you know, Nanny's outside or the neighbor. We never see her, but we know she's their neighbor. So whenever she's in there, she's in there. So I don't know. I know they can figure out a way to play it up. I love Regina Hall, so I don't mind seeing her every episode. I just wanted to see how they're going to play it into the series.
I think they're going to do it like that, where they're just going to be like, oh, you know, she's out getting the kids, or she went to the grocery store, or something like that.
Whatever way they play it in,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we get out of here, guys, let's go around and just say one prediction. We know Blackish doesn't really feed off of the last episode, but one prediction for next week, what you want to see happen.
I want to see, of course, more of Regina Hall. I'm obsessed with her. Yeah. And I low-key want to see Amber Rose back. I really enjoy. Yeah,
that's funny.
I like Amber Rose.
Yeah,
so I want to see her back, and I want to see Tyra back.
I was just about to say Tyra. I don't know how. Okay, yeah, because she's the best friend. Yeah, we could have her back because I was trying to figure out how that episode ended. But I love Tyra, so I would love to have her back as well. Since I just mentioned Grandma Ruby, I would love to see her boyfriend come back. Like I really want to see something happen with that.
I was gonna pick back off that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I really want to see Grandma Ruby and Vivienne in a scene together because like we said, that stereotype of black people not having nannies, which is a stereotype. If Grandma Ruby and her in scene, she's like, we don't need a nanny. I can see that being a wonderful episode.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
So I'm rooting for that whole
That's actually probably going to happen. Like knowing them. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I really like that one. But let us know what your predictions are. Use that hashtag ABTV Blackish. Leave your predictions down low in the comments section. And where can everybody find you lovely people?
Thanks for thanks for checking us out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You guys can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStays.
Thanks for watching, guys. You can follow me Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Howard3rd, and of course my website, howard3rd.com.
I love that. And keep in touch with me at Teznos on Twitter, Instagram, all social media platforms. We'll see you all next week, and thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.